Hey guys, welcome to Merlin Models episode 2. Again, I apologize for any noise that you hear in the background. We are in our new studio, but there's no sound absorption panels or door on our office. So you're going to hear some stuff going on in the shop in the background. For episode 2, we are going to be building the head of the walker. So once we do that, the next episode after that will be putting the body of the walker together. So let's go ahead and get started on the head. Okay, let's start the head. So pieces that you're going to need are obviously the head. Then you'll need this piece, which is the bottom. Then you've got 2 of the underguns. Then in your bag, you'll find 2 side guns. In one of the bags of small parts, you'll find your 2 shields. You're going to need 1 of these collar pieces. You're going to need your little bag with the white parts. These are your pure ABS castings for the cannon noses. Then your 2 long big pieces of brass and your 2 itty bitty pieces of brass that are also long. Those are your 2 barrels. And then we've got the whole neck here, but you're only going to technically need the front, but I'm going to kind of walk you through what the neck does. So to get started, we're going to flip the head over and we're going to attach this collar. You don't have to worry about the slit. That was a previous design that we don't need to worry about anymore, which is awesome. Get some super glue in there. And then that is just going to fit in. There's a little slot that it fits into. And then you're just going to want to very carefully line it up. Make sure that your neck fits in there. Once that's done, we're going to seal the outside and grab our spray. That remains nice and smooth. So that just creates a support aperture for the headpiece or the neck piece. So your neck piece can also be glued in, but you want to make sure that it's perfectly 90 degrees to the head. So that provides your first up and down movement. Basically the way that the neck works, this is also pure ABS so that it's much, much, much stronger. So your neck goes like this. And as you loosen up those screws, you'll have a joint here to go up and down. You'll have a joint in the back to go up and down. And then you'll have a joint in the middle to go from side to side. This creates it nice to make it nice and rigid. And when you put this piece in here, once you put your collar on, you can still access this screw from the hole. So all you got to do is pull back your rubber piece, unscrew one of these guys, then you can take your head off, get it into the right position, do any other posing while all the rest of it is still kind of together. Then just put your neck sleeve back on there, and then scoosh it back, screw it back in, and you're good to go. That way this is all contained. Originally we were trying to have it to where this would be removable, but it's much stronger this way. So we're going to go ahead and drop in some glue. Don't worry, it's not going to go anywhere. And then we're just going to slide this guy in here. And again, just keep it 90 degrees. And let that dry. And we've got a little bit of wiggle. So what I'm going to do is go a little thick around here. That way it'll push itself in. Now we've got a good bite. Okay. And there you go. And then on the back side, again, we're just going to seal it. You can also do this with epoxy if you want a little bit of extra working time. Super glue does bond really well to this stuff. So for most of this model, I'm using super glue. But again, if you want something stronger, you can use the epoxy and just take your time. All right, so now we've got that at a 90-degree angle. It's nice and locked in. Next, we have our 2 guns. So they slide in really easily. And there's no cap for the back. These were going to be a press fit, and then the tolerances are a little bit bigger. So really simple. So we're gonna put a bunch of glue on here. We're gonna slide it in. As you can see, this is all getting nice and stiff now.
Hey guys, Justin here. For this part, try not to torque the ears too much, as the peg could potentially build up heat and snap. So for this part, we actually recommend you just choose which direction you want the ears to point and then just glue it in like normal.
And there you go. So now we'll just do the same thing to the other side. If you got a little bit of fuzz, just remove this with an X-Acto knife, just kind of scrape it a little bit. There we go. All right, so now we've got that stuff secured. So let's grab our 2 gun barrels. And we've got these 2 gun barrel tips. And they just fit in real nice. So we'll just put a little bit of super glue in the hole. And there's that one. And then we've got this one. And then in each gun, so that we can make this nice and straight. I'm just going to spray that a little bit.
Hey guys, before you glue in the gun barrels, you'll need to remove about 9mm from the brass rod. The factory was unable to get the hole deep enough during casting to give it the proper length. So cut off about 9mm and it'll be good to go. Sorry for the inconvenience.
And then same thing here. And I'm going to double check to make sure that they didn't drill these too shallow. We'll look at our original model. And if that's the case, I will make a update to the video, because I'm just not sure if that's too long or not. We had the right dimensions, but it's all based upon how they can do it. So if you ever get a situation like this, you can go back with super glue dissolver. It's called Uncure to remove super glue. So check your guns again. Just make sure that nothing is solidifying. So you've got your 2 guns. Now we're going to put the shields on last, because those are the most fragile. Let's go ahead. We'll set this aside. These underguns have 2 slots. Circle and an oval, and they just pop in just up underneath like this. So all you gotta do is put the super glue in there and then just use your finger to get it level. So put a healthy amount of glue in each of these spots, and then on the back, spray. And then in its slots, and hold it there for a couple of seconds. There you go, nice and straight. All right, same thing for this guy. And again, hold it in nice and straight. And then for these, you got your little barrel tips. So we're going to push that all the way through. So we're just going to take a little bit of super glue on the outside and then just push that in. And then you can just look down the barrel and just hold it nice and centered until it sets. I wouldn't use the instant set when you're trying to slide it in, because then it might get caught right here and you won't be able to push it all the way through. That stuff loves friction. So let's get that centered. And then just give that a little bit. And then we're just going to reach back down here. We're going to put a healthy amount of glue right at the back. These long tips will allow you to get all the way down to the bottom. And then I'm just keeping an eye on it. Make sure that it's nice and straight up and down. There you go. Now you got your two guns. Now for painting purposes, we'd probably put together this piece, and this piece, and then put these on after you paint. So hopefully you caught that. I should have mentioned that earlier. All right, so we're ready to glue this in. So this whole piece just fits in really nicely right there. So that shows us that our surfaces to glue are right here, right here, and then around this ridge, right here, right there, and probably not there. You don't want it to squeeze out. And let it sit. And there you go. Yeah, you got a head. So again, I would do these in sections after painting because you don't want the guns to be on before the head is done. But there you go. That's our head installation video. So next up will be the body installation video. So come back and check that out afterwards. Thanks. Okay, totally forgot one section. So we forgot to put the shields on the guns. I was in it to win it. So when you're putting the shield on the gun, it's going to be completely level. And if it's not level, then it's the wrong one. See how that locks into place and then it's level and it doesn't want to move? So that's that side. And then if we did this one, like it's not really, like you can twist this out of position and twist it down. So it might be hard to tell, plus it wants to go forward like this. So we don't want it to go forward like that. This one locks back in place. Now you could push it all the way forward, but it sits nice and straight. So let's go ahead and get that on there. So we're just going to put a little bit of glue on the back side because that's where it's going to press. go. And then the same thing here. Just a little bit of glue on the back. And hold it back that way. There we go. There's your shields. Thanks, guys. We're going to move on to the body next, so stay tuned for that episode. See you later.